The last decade of Resident Evil has seen its ups and downs. RE6 divided fans with an action-oriented playstyle that was the furthest from the series' survival horror roots to date. RE7 was largely celebrated as a return to form, especially during the height of the horror game streaming era, with only some gripes regarding the first-person camera. The Resident Evil 2 remake was unanimously loved. RE3 remake, not so much. And then RE8 came along and took the world by storm with a sexy vampire giantess, leaving some gamers enamored while others question whether the series was jumping the shark or not. Last but certainly not least, the RE4 remake hit the scene with uproarious applause. The only question is, will Resident Evil 9 be an up or a down? One of the biggest talking points is the introduction of a brand new protagonist, Grace Ashcroft. We know she's the daughter of Alyssa Ashcroft from Resident Evil Outbreak, and she's an FBI technical analyst investigating mysterious deaths, potentially leading her back to the ruins of Raccoon City. Much like Ethan in RE7, this is a huge departure from our established heroes. This fresh perspective and the fact that she's presumably not a battle-hardened soldier lends itself well to a more vulnerable and survival horror-focused experience. It's also an opportunity to connect the mainline series to Outbreak and other less developed parts of the RE universe. But Grace might not be alone. Rumors and fan speculation are swirling about potentially returning characters, with Leon being the most suggested as a possible second playable character. I personally wouldn't mind seeing Jill return in some fashion, but if Leon must show up, I hope it's only for brief moments and potentially small playable sections, much like Chris in RE8. Trying to stuff too many old characters in could be detrimental to the story and take away from Grace's debut game. Then there's the new villain, or potentially old villain. From the trailer, he seemed kind of corny. I've seen people guess anyone from Steve Burnside to Billy Cohen to Wesker or Oswell Spencer. I'm sure Capcom will try to tie whoever it is into the overall story. I just hope that if they choose to bring an old villain back, they don't pull a Star Wars.
Somehow Palpatine returned.
Another aspect that fans are speculating on is the game's perspective. We old guard RE fans are adamant that third person is the way to go, but RE7 and RE8 were both first person. However, the success of the remakes and fan demands seemed to get through to Capcom since they did eventually release a third-person mode for RE8. I've seen a lot of back and forth on this in the community, so maybe Capcom will try to appease everyone and release the game with both first and third-person options. And finally, let's talk about the big one, the potential to explore a post-destruction Raccoon City. Resident Evil 3 ended with Raccoon City being obliterated by a thermobaric missile to contain the outbreak. For years, we really haven't had any look at the aftermath of the city, but Requiem is bringing us back there, decades later. It's undoubtedly exciting and opens up a lot of nostalgic potential, but it also raises questions about lore consistency. The previous understanding was that Raccoon City was completely obliterated, leaving nothing. The trailer shows surprisingly intact buildings, which might be a retcon that upsets some RE purists. No matter what, I think Capcom needs to treat this return very carefully. The idea is neat, but retreading through the RE2 and RE3 remake maps as ruins might actually seem repetitive and less impactful given the remake still being somewhat fresh in our minds. Resident Evil Requiem has the potential to be a defining moment for Capcom. They've been on an impressive streak, and this game could either solidify their position as masters of horror, or could stumble if they don't carefully balance new ideas and old traditions. The new protagonists, the potential return of fan favorites, and the unprecedented return to Raccoon City could mark the series' most ambitious entry yet. What do you all think? Are you excited for Grace Ashcroft? What do you want to see return? And what are your hopes for a post-bomb Raccoon City? Let me know in the comments below. Until next time.